your hand over, the cash is gone, there's nothing you can do. Don't get scared if it sounds so good, it is. Don't get scared if it sounds so good, it is. Don't get scared if it sounds so good, it is. If it sounds so good, it is.
This is a quick video on how not to get scammed doing a rent to own, because someone just lost $15,000 trying to rent to own a house. And here's how to make sure that that never happens to you. My name is Eric Aubrey. This is my partner, Daniel DeSalvo, and we help families move into rent to own homes nationwide. And these are the exact things that every buyer should do before moving forward. So test one, can you see the inside of the house first? If they won't let you view inside of the house before taking money, walk away. The red flags, if they have excuses, or if they want the deposit first, or if someone, what does it say, someone else is ready to send money and then they're just trying to push you to send money. But the key is this: if they don't want you to see the inside of the house before sending money, that's a huge red flag. And then what else would you say on that, Dan?
I think you hit it right on the head. Just have your feelers up for it, and be on the lookout for any. It all comes down to pressuring. If anyone is pressuring you and you feel that pressure in your gut, in your heart, of someone's pressuring me to send any kind of money before seeing a house, even if it is as simple as like a couple $100, don't do it. There's a lot of houses out there. People prey on people who are, like, you know, in the vulnerable or maybe kind of desperate situations to get a house. Stay strong and make sure you can see that house first. I'm gonna hit on number 2 right now. Tip number 2 out of the 7, which is this: proof of property control. The person, the group who you're talking to, they don't necessarily have to be the owner, but they must be able to prove their authority or their control on why they are the person that you are talking to. So let me expand on that a little bit. Eric and I, we're real estate investors. Not every property that we offer to the marketplace we own. Just telling you guys that up front. Oftentimes we structure a lease and purchase option deal transaction with the property owner. They bring us in to manage the property and market it and handle everything. Why? Because they enjoy the convenience and the flexibility and the ease of the entire process. Okay. We have a signed agreement with them. It allows us then to legally and with integrity put this thing out there to the marketplace and essentially control this asset. Other properties we actually own, that's super easy to explain right there. But so this goes beyond us here as well. We're not the only ones doing that structure of, you know, controlling a property, controlling an asset, but the person you're talking to must be able to verify their involvement of why they're the person that's allowed to, you know, you're speaking with, and why they're the ones who's allowed to collect funds, collect money. Eric, if you want to touch on that any further with anything you got.
Yeah, I think you pretty much knocked it off the park on that one. That's 100% accurate with what you just said. You know, just making sure that the property owner and them are connected. So also looking up who's on title and then making sure that they're connected to that person. If you need to, just have them verify the documentation between them and make sure everything is like legit, basically. So 3 is the payment tied to a real contract before sending payment? If they're like rushing you to send payment, if they're trying to get you to send the down payment before any type of paperwork has been signed, before you've even verified the company and that it's real, before you've even seen them on video or seen them in person, I wouldn't do it. Make sure that that's legit, because you just don't want to get scammed. So legit deals, actually, you know, we get wires, we do get bank transfers. We use a company account as well. And sometimes we even use payment apps. So the payment apps aren't like the devil. Like Cash App is fine, Zelle's fine, Venmo's fine. Our tenants prefer to do that because it's a lot easier sometimes. Not that, but it's the sequence in which those things are requested. So another red flag that I would mention is requesting too much information up front before it's necessary. You definitely want to look out for that too as well. So money requested before paperwork, look out for that. And then so the solution to that also is applications after seeing the home. If you are local, So you see the house first, make sure you can go on the inside, and then you do the application after. But if you are remote and you're like out of state and you're moving to another property, like perfect example, somebody who lives in Texas that's moving to Florida, or somebody that's living in Chicago that's moving to Memphis, if you're remote and not in town, ask for testimonials before submitting an application or money to prove that this is an actual real person that actually does the rental or the rent to own. And then you could see that other people have actually successfully worked with this person and they haven't got scammed. So that's a
Yeah.
that's a super huge one. So yeah, you want to go on a test for it, Dan?
Yeah, test 4 is all about real agreement terms and making sure that the documentation is legitimate and specific, and that it is signed before sending. We'll call it the big payment. So with a rent to own, this may be 10 or 15,000, maybe 20,000 or so. With a rental, it might be 1,500 or a couple $1,000. First month's deposit, first month's rent. I'm sorry, deposit, and the first month's rent. But the idea is, you should not be sending any of these funds before you have proper documentation and a contract, a lease written up and signed between both parties. If anyone, again, it comes down to this word. I'm sorry. The word is pressure. If anyone is pressuring you repeatedly, asking you to send any amount of funds before you have written documentation, that is the red flag. It's about
before you have access to the property. If you have to send an application fee in order to even go get the address or to even see the property, that's a huge red flag too as well.
Exactly. So what Eric said there is a great point, and it brings it back to you gotta look at all 7 of these points. We've talked to a lot of people where they've done one of them, but one of them was not good enough. You gotta look at several of them. Ideally, you gotta look at all of them. So yeah, number 4 is you got to make sure you got written documentation and a contract, and you have a copy of it before sending, the big funds. And that's something that we do with our, our DocuSign, our e-sign software. We have it set up to where as soon as it's signed and executed, we get a copy, they get a copy, and then as we tell them as the process goes, then after that, go ahead and send the funds since the documentation is there. Eric, I'll have you go on to step 5, probably our favorite one.
Yeah. So can you verify that the person or the company is real? We love this because we're the guys who are obviously legit, but we love hopping on camera and meeting people and seeing them and just being able to conversate with them and see where their mind is at and everything. So can you verify that the person and the company is real? So check video call or in-person meeting. If you're not there, will they hop on a video call with you so you can see them? If you're local and they're local, can you meet them in person? Google their business, Google them, do a Google search of their business, see if you can find a track record. Do they have real contact info? Does their phone number work? It's funny, we actually were just talking to a tenant that we just helped out in a previous testimonial that we literally just did like less than a week ago. She said that she got sent to a house and the lockbox didn't even work. So she couldn't even access the inside of the property. It was like a fake lockbox code. So, and also, do they have a consistent online presence? Can you, just like I said, can you Google them, or can you go on YouTube and see some testimonials and see that they're actually putting out content? Do they have a LinkedIn? Do they have a Facebook? Do they have an Instagram? They don't necessarily need a TikTok because it's TikTok, right? But do they have Facebook? Do they have LinkedIn? Do they have a YouTube and all those main social media platforms? Do they have social proof to the point where if something happens, you know exactly who did it and you know that you can go after them? A lot of the people that this happens to, they have zero social proof. So when they get scammed, they can't find the person online. They don't see any pictures of them. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have an Instagram. They don't have a YouTube. It's like they're a shadow person that just got away with their money. But when you're looking for a legit company, you should be able to find pictures of the person, the company, social proof, social media. So we'll go on to the next one. So make sure you do that before moving forward with anything. And Dan, what would you say that the 6th one is?
Yeah, video 6. Test 6 out of 7 is all about testimonials. Anyone who's passionate about what they do and genuinely trying to, serve the marketplace with this, they're going to want to document the people and the families that they're helping out and putting into homes. So do they have actual, longer length testimonials that they can provide. And again, this isn't about us with the testimonials, but it's more so hearing another genuine story from, a couple or a family who we were able to help out, and you're able to hear the backstory of how they came across it, what their fears were, what they were excited about, what their experience was working with us, how the application process was, how it was seeing the home, how was our communication throughout the whole process, how was the process, with signing and sending payment. Did they ever think it was a scam at one point? What did they do to, verify that it wasn't like, and these are not these are not like 2 or 3 minute videos. For example, with us, with our testimonials, we really try and go above and beyond and provide these. These are 20, 30-minute testimonials. The one that Eric was just mentioning, of the one we did in this last week, that was a 47-minute testimonial.
Yes.
4-7, jam-packed with value throughout the whole thing. So the thing is with it, if whoever you're talking to, there's no proof of past people that they've worked with, you might be the experiment, and that's not a good spot that you want to be in. And I don't think you'd want to be in that spot either. And then Eric, I'll bring it over to you for the 7th and final test.
Okay. And then before we get into the 7th, I did just want to touch on another thing that Dan was talking about, which is obviously the test 6. Make sure that these people don't just have generic reviews, right? Meaning like text, like you go onto their website and it's like Karen Witherspoon from Tennessee. And then it's like, I love working with this company because they helped me get my new home. But Karen doesn't have they don't have a picture and there's no video, and it could literally just be somebody typing on a website. So don't consider those. And the cool thing about it is we have both. So we do have a little bit of that, but we also press way more for the video testimonials so we can actually show proof. So all of our testimonials that we have moving forward, they're literally all video. And then there may be some text that reflects the testimonial that you can watch to prove that it's actually a real testimonial.
Yeah.
So video 7. So this is basically the last one right here. This is the last test. Branded virtual tour. So is there a branded virtual tour? So a lot of times what we like to do, because I edit the virtual tours, I'll put a State Match USA in the beginning, and then I'll put it at the end of the virtual tour, and then sometimes we'll put it throughout it. But I always have it at the beginning and at the end, just to make sure that when you are watching our virtual tour, it's a branded virtual tour, because we like to go the extra mile to make sure that you understand that we're the ones responsible for this virtual tour. We didn't just grab a video off the internet and say, oh, this is the video that we're going to use in order to get people for this. It's no, we don't operate like that. We want to make sure that nobody else can even take our videos and try to do that same exact thing. So we always make sure that our videos are branded, so we're able to actually do what we need to do and make sure that you understand that you're working with a legit company when it comes to these rent-to-owns. Exactly. So, and then if you wanted to touch anything on that, Dan, feel free.
I would just say it just shows that the company that you're working with, they're willing to go the extra mile to have a more professional presentation of the home.
Yes.
And then, just one other quick thing to hit on is sometimes there's a gap of time in between when we first talk to the person on the phone and when they actually see the home in person, right? Tip number 1, see the home in person. There's this gap in time. So we like to have a virtual tour. So in the couple of days, say I talk to someone on a Wednesday, but they're only, they work Monday through Friday and they can only see the home on the weekends. So we like to have a virtual tour that we can send to them. So that way, Thursday evening with their spouse, they can sit down, watch the virtual tour, and actually get a better understanding of the layout and the walking flow of the house to know that it's a good fit before they even get to the home, and for them to get a little bit, excited about it as well. And by doing that, it creates a little bit more of that sense of legitimacy that Eric was saying. So it's just that extra cherry on top, icing on the cake of going to that little bit above and beyond of having a more professional representation of the media of the home. So we hope you enjoyed these 7 tips, because on our Facebook page, someone commented that they got scammed out of $15,000, and then they said, I'm not doing a rent to own. But again, we were greatly inspired
100%
this series
So we need to make this video for you guys because we don't want any more people coming to us like, oh, we got scammed out of a rent to own because we went to somebody that wasn't legit. And even if you guys are legit, we just have a bad taste in our mouth about doing it to own. So now we don't want to do it. So we're like, you know what? Let's make a video to help people as much as possible to not get scammed on these rent to owns, so they know what to look for when they are looking for a reputable company. Even if they're not working with us, make sure that you guys are looking through all 7 of these. I mean, realistically, you probably should work with us, obviously, but just in case we don't have a property that you're looking for at the time and a different company does, make sure that you go through all 7 of these and check all these off. And if it's all green lights, then you have a good chance that they're a legit company. If not, then they may not be a legit company. And then if you guys do want some help with this too as well, feel free to reach out to us and you could send us a listing and say, hey, Eric and Dan, is this a legit company? Like, I'm looking to move forward with them and I'm just like not sure. What do you guys think? You know, and we won't be biased at all. We'll say, hey, it looks like it's legit, or we can give them a call and make sure that everything is good and help you guys out. Anything that we can do to help you guys out is the key. So if you guys are looking to be added to the wait list that we currently do have available, feel free to comment wait list under this video. And then if you guys are looking to move into a rent to own home like ASAP, feel free to comment home in the comments under here, and then we'll reach out to you and we'll help you out as best as we can.
All right. We hope you enjoyed the 7. Well, this is the whole run through of the video here.
Yeah,
7 video series. Want to go above and beyond for you guys to, keep you safe, keep your money safe, keep you protected, and just, be smart, whether you're looking for a rent to own or just a normal rental.
Yes.
So with that being said, be on the lookout for more good content from us. Once again, Dan and Eric with Estate Match USA. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And we really hope it helps you out.
Yes. So you got an amazing day. Have an amazing life. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Once you hand over the cash is gone, there's nothing you can do.